They were surrounded, freezing, starving, outnumbered 5-1. And when the Germans demanded their surrender, the American commander sent back just one word: nuts. This is the unbelievable true story of the 101st Airborne Division, the Screaming Eagles. The men who held Bastogne against Hitler's last, desperate offensive, and changed the course of World War II. Today, in this World War II documentary-style story, we go inside one of the most heroic stands in American military history. The frozen hell of Bastogne, where the 101st Airborne refused to break, refused to run, and refused to surrender. What these men did in the winter of 1944 is the very definition of courage under fire. December 1944. Hitler launches the Battle of the Bulge, a massive surprise offensive aimed at splitting the Allied armies. American units are caught off guard. German armor pushes deep into Allied territory. Chaos erupts along the front. And in the middle of it all sits a small Belgian town with 7 critical roads. Bastogne. Whoever controls it controls the entire region. The 101st Airborne, exhausted from months of combat, is rushed in to hold the town, with barely any winter gear, almost no ammunition, and no heavy artillery. When they arrive, one officer says, "We don't have enough men to hold a playground, let alone a city." But orders are orders. The Screaming Eagles dig in. Within days, German forces surround the town completely. No supplies, no reinforcements, no escape. Temperatures drop below freezing. Soldiers' boots crack open. Bandages freeze to wounds. One paratrooper later said, "We were fighting the Germans and the weather at the same time." Still, morale remains high. They joke. They curse. They steal German blankets and keep fighting. These men were airborne. They weren't trained to retreat. On December 22nd, German officers approach under a white flag. They deliver a letter demanding the Americans surrender to avoid further bloodshed. General Anthony McAuliffe, acting commander of the 101st, reads it. He laughs. Then he writes his entire reply on a single piece of paper. Nuts. When the Germans ask what it means, an American officer explains. It means go to hell. The Screaming Eagles roar with laughter. No one is surrendering. German artillery unleashes a storm. Tanks push toward the American lines. Waves of infantry attack through snow and smoke. The 101st holds them off with frozen rifles, scavenged ammo, captured German weapons, and sheer determination. Medics run through deep snow carrying wounded men. Foxholes collapse under ice. Rations run out. Soldiers survive on half-frozen potatoes. But every time the Germans attack, they're pushed back. One paratrooper said, "We weren't trapped. We were just surrounded." And that meant more targets. For days, no Allied planes could fly due to the weather. Then suddenly, on December 23rd, the sky clears. American aircraft roar overhead. C-47s drop food, medicine, ammunition, and winter clothing. For the first time in a week, the 101st Airborne breathes. But they're not saved yet. The Germans launch one final attack. Just when the battle reaches its peak, tanks appear on the horizon. American tanks. General George Patton's Third Army has broken through the German lines. When Patton reaches Bastogne, he says, "Looks like you boys have been surrounded." A paratrooper answers, "We're the 101st, sir. We don't get surrounded. We just let the enemy attack us from all sides." Historians now agree. The 101st Airborne's stand at Bastogne was the turning point of the Battle of the Bulge. If they had broken, the German offensive might have succeeded. Instead, they held. They froze, they fought, they starved. But they held. Today, Bastogne is remembered as one of the most heroic defenses in American military history. A battle where the Screaming Eagles proved why they remain one of the most legendary units in the world.